Hi guys, Victoria here. I'm starting a new short series. This summer has been quite crazy. I have been traveling quite a lot and I have posted a lot of videos about my travels, including the Northern Mariana Islands, Guam and the Philippines. You can watch all those videos on my channel. I'm going to link it down below in the description box. And we finally came to my last summer trip of 2022, which was a week in Italy. So today I'm bringing you the first episode of the Italy series, which is probably gonna be a trilogy. As I started to edit the videos, I realized it would be way too long for just one video, so I'm gonna split it up into a few videos. We were in Italy on the third week of July, so it was super hot. If you can, try to avoid July traveling to Italy, especially to this area where we were, which was Tuscany and a few other cities close by. So in the first video you are going to see the vlog from Padua and Bologna, which were the two first cities that we visited. Then we went to Florence, which is coming up in the next video. We also went to San Gimignano, Siena, Volterra. We had one day on the beach, then we went to Pisa and Lucca, and on our way back we stopped in Udine. That's a lot of cities for just a 7-day long holiday, and it's also a lot of content for just one video, so this is why today you are getting the first episode from Padua and Bologna, and keep an eye out for the upcoming videos because they are coming up shortly. If you are not subscribed to my channel yet, maybe this is the time so that you won't miss any of the upcoming videos. And let's jump right into the vlog. The first city that we visited was Padua. Don't mind me if I'm not pronouncing the names correctly, I don't speak Italian. Padua is a city in northern Italy with a population of approximately a little over 200,000. However, if you consider the whole region of the Padua, Treviso, Venice metropolitan area, it has a population of around 2.6 million. The city is located about 40 kilometers west from the very popular city of Venice. Padua is picturesque with a dense network of arcaded streets opening into large communal piazze, and it has a university which is quite famous for being founded in 1222 when a group of students and professors decided to leave the University of Bologna, the first ever university on the world, to have more freedom of expression. And even Galileo Galilei himself was a lecturer at the University of Padua at some point. The Basilica of St. Anthony of Padua is a Roman Catholic church dedicated to Saint Anthony. The basilica is without the precise architectural style, as over the centuries it has grown under a variety of different influences as shown by the exterior details. The exterior style has a mix of mainly Romanesque and Byzantine elements with some Gothic features as well. Later on we were walking towards the Padua Cathedral, which compared to the Basilica is actually not that impressive, I must say, even though that is the main church in the city. And on the way we encountered the Piazza dei Signori, which is dominated by the famous clock tower that you can see in front. The tower is positioned between the Palazzo del Capitanio and the Palazzo dei Camerlenghi. The tower's construction began in 1426 and finished around 1430. The clock has references to the zodiac throughout its design. However, the original clock, the Libra sign, was missing because at that time in the pre-Roman system the Scorpio and Libra signs were one sign. If you ever visit this square, you have to get a cocktail or two at the bar named Barcode, which is a small bar with seats on the square. They have a good selection of cocktails and for an agreeable price. We also had an ice cream in Ciokkolate, I like the name, where they have a great selection of vegan, sugar-free, gluten-free and bio ice creams as well. And I mean, you are in Italy, you have to get ice cream every day.
Fior di latte, vedete un po' il fior di latte che farò. Un po' di fior di latte che un po' di cioccolato.
Allora, per me la granita al pistacchio, no.
Piccola, media o grande?
Cheers. Following the cocktail and the ice cream, we had a booking after 7 p.m. at the Scrovegni Chapel. Padua appears twice on the UNESCO World Heritage List. One of them is the Botanical Garden, which is the most ancient of the world. And the other one are the 14th century frescoes, which are situated in different buildings of the city center. One of which is this chapel, the Scrovegni Chapel, which is a small church adjacent to the Augustinian monastery. You can buy different types of entry tickets, but basically if you go in the summer, they have an evening ticket available, which is just to enter to the chapel, and it's 8 euros. Otherwise, you would have to pay more, maybe 14 euros, but then you get access to other museums as well. The chapel and the monastery are now part of the complex called the Museo Civico of Padua. The chapel contains a fresco cycle by Giotto, completed in about 1305, and considered to be an important masterpiece of Western art. The chapel is part of the UNESCO World Heritage Site that I mentioned of 14th century fresco cycles comprehending 8 historical buildings in the city center. Giotto and his team covered all of the internal surfaces of the chapel with frescoes, including the walls and the ceiling. Much of Giotto's fresco cycle focuses on the life of the Virgin Mary and celebrates her role in human salvation. The fresco has been acknowledged to be one of the most important fresco cycles in the world for its role in the development of European painting. It was basically revolutionary. He practically started Renaissance with this. To close our first night, we went to Pizzeria al Duomo to have, well, pizza for dinner. This is how we finished our first night. After this, we went back to our accommodation. On the second day morning, we drove down to Bologna, which is the capital and largest city of the Emilia-Romagna region in northern Italy. It is the 7th most populous city in Italy with about 400,000 inhabitants. It is known as the Fat, Red and the Learned City due to its rich cuisine, red Spanish tiled rooftops, left-wing politics and being home to the oldest university in the world. Bologna is famous for its towers, churches and lengthy porticos. Bologna has a well-preserved historical center, thanks to a careful restoration and conservation policy which began at the end of the 1970s. In total, there are some 38 kilometers of porticos in the city's historical center, which makes it possible to walk for long distances sheltered from the sun. Home to the oldest university in the world, the University of Bologna, established in 1088, the city has a large student population that gives it a cosmopolitan character. Bologna is also one of the wealthiest cities in Italy, often ranking as one of the top cities in terms of quality of life in the country. Until the late 19th century, Bologna was one of the few remaining large walled cities in Europe. To this day, and despite having suffered considerable bombing damage during the Second World War, Bologna's 142 hectares historic city centre is Europe's second largest, containing an immense wealth of important medieval, Renaissance and Baroque artistic monuments. The San Petronio Basilica, for example, was built between 1388 and 1479. However, it still remains unfinished. It is the 10th largest church in the world by volume. With its 258,000 square meters, it is the largest church built of bricks on the world. The Archiginnasio of Bologna is one of the most important buildings in the city. Once the main building of the University of Bologna, it currently houses the Archiginnasio Municipal Library and the Anatomical Theatre. Of course, when in Bologna, and if you're not vegetarian or vegan, you have to try tagliatelle alla bolognese. The bolognese sauce, known in Italian as ragu alla bolognese, is a meat-based sauce typical of this city. It is customarily used to dress tagliatelle a ragu and to prepare lasagna alla bolognese. Genuine ragu alla bolognese is a slowly cooked meat-based sauce, and its preparation involves several techniques including sweating, sautéing, braising. Ingredients include a characteristic sofrito of onions, celery and carrot, different types of minced or finely chopped beef, often alongside small amounts of fatty pork, white wine, milk, and a small amount of tomato paste or tomatoes are added, and the dish is then gently simmered at length to produce a thick sauce. Let's talk about the towers. No more than 20 medieval defense towers remain in Bologna out of the up to 180 that were built in the 12th and the 13th century. The most famous of the towers of Bologna are the central due Torre, whose iconic leaning forms prove a popular symbol of the town. The taller one is called the Asinelli, while the smaller but more leaning tower is called the Garisenda. Their names derive from the families which are traditionally credited with having constructed the towers. Their construction may have been a competition between the two families to show which one was more powerful. The Asinelli Tower can be actually visited, and we went up there. It is 97.2 meters tall, and you have a fantastic view to whole Bologna from the top. But I must tell you, you have to be in good shape to be able to go up when it's 40 degrees outside, and also you should not be afraid of heights and should not be afraid of crowds. Even though you have to purchase your ticket in advance, you can do it online easily. They even have QR codes there. You can book your appointment, and they only let around 20 people in at each time. They have every 15 minutes an opening when they let people in, but the people who are already up will not be down by then, so there will be traffic going upwards and downwards at the same time. Guys, since we are 15 minutes in this video already, I decided to make the Italy vlogs into a series of probably 3, maybe 4 episodes. So today you saw our 2 first days from Padua and Bologna, and in the upcoming video you are going to see Florence and what did we do for 2 days in Florence, and maybe even San Gimignano and or Siena. We will see what can fit into that video. Many thanks for watching this one. I hope you liked it. Press the like button if you did, and subscribe to my channel if you also are interested in the upcoming videos that I'm bringing you from Italy and around the world. Thank you for watching. See you next time. Bye!